Today we're going to be developing an assembly with an on-shape. It's going to use a block of wood that we can find in our kit, a 3D print like this purple thing right here, a servo that you have in your kit, and this green part here is an injection mold we can make in the Innovation Center. The end result is it will be able to show the simulation of the servo within on-shape. To do this, we're going to go into our account. We're going to select public, and then we're going to search for the servo that we're going to utilize. In this situation, we're going to type in FYE SG90, which is the servo we use in EGR classes. We're then going to go through and make a copy of this. That's going to place it within your workspace. So I'm going to remove the word copy. And so now when you go in, you will see it is owned by you. In that folder, you have the layout of it fully assembled, how we're going to insert it within the part, and then all the parts as a part file themselves. Going back, we're now going to go in and create a new file. This file is just going to be the servo mockup. Then we're going to go into our file and import files that we have downloaded, which are the other parts that we're going to work with. And those are going to be our the horn that we're going to use on the servo, the plastic piece, and the injection mold. My next step is going to be develop a 2x4. I'm going to speed through this. It's a 3.5 by 1.5 by 4-inch tall block with 1/4-inch radiuses on the side that I've titled as a 2x4 and set to be at a color of like tan, like a 2x4 would be. When that's complete, I'm going to go into my assembly. I'm going to insert that 2x4 as my base part, and I'm also going to fix it in place. So I'm going to set it right there, click check, go up to the top, find my 2x4 and select fix. And that's going to lock it in place to where it will not move when I move other things around it within the space. Next, I'm going to go for my next part, which is the 3D printer, the purple piece. I'm going to bring that in, click check to lock it in place. If you double click a part, you're able to rotate it, and I'm going to try to orient it similarly to how it looks within the file. And then I'm going to go through and add some planar mates. I'm going to click on this face here. I'm going to click on the face on the back. That part. I click check. And then I'm going to move this part away from it. So let me get out of this here. Move this away. Notice that the purple piece moved and the board didn't. And I'm just going to do another planar mate between those two faces. Click check. And then I'm going to do one last one. So I've got my X and Y. I need to do my Z axis. So it's going to be between the top here and any top place. I'm just making sure that those connector mates are like on the right plane. So it's looking flat when I'm selecting the flat surface on top. So now that is locked in place. And now I'm going to go in and insert my servo. That's going to be in other document. So I'm going to select there. And I'm going to select the assembly. I'm going to select the servo base servo. So other document, assemblies, FYE base servo. And then I've got one of these sides as the sticker and the other one doesn't. The side without the sticker is going to be the one that goes to the back. Let me just orient that how it's going to look. And this is going to be the same process. I'm going to go in, I'm going to use 3 planar mates, one for my X, one for my Y, and one for my Z to get the lockdown. So let's put that in there. And a little bit of it is just sort of making sure I have my mouse to sort of move me around effectively. Whenever it goes right there, you got to kind of move it out a little bit. So now I'm going to do my Y. Rotate around, see their face right there. Click. Click check. Whenever it updates, it'll do that. That was kind of nice. I don't have to lift it up right now. And so now I'm going to do my Z. So just making sure that it is flat. There we go. And looking down on it, let me zoom in. There, quick check. Going with my navigation cube. there to make it easier to view. So that looks good. And now we're going to insert our next pieces. And so I'm going to bring in the horn and the servo arm. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fasten those together. So I'm going to use this fasten mate, and that's going to allow them to rotate together on my servo. And so select fasten, select that surface right there. We need to view the top of this horn. So we'll get that round part there, yep. Select check. And then I'm going to go through and do this revolute mate from the top of the servo to the bottom of the horn. And we gotta get the inside of that actually. Let me find it. There we go. Select and click check. It'll update. So now we got that. It should move for me now when I click it, which is good. So I've got most of the animation right now. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to insert the screws for this. So in that other file for the servo, I have all the screws for it. So I've got 2 mounting screws that I'm going to need. And if you noticed, the 3D print had holes for it already. And I've got the horn screwed also. And so now we're just going to go in and use fasten mates. And so I'm going to go in, select the fasten mate. I'm going to select the top of this circle right here. I'm going to go over and grab one of my mounting screws, which have those little bit wider head on them. Select there. I've got to flip it. If I would have oriented that, I wouldn't have had to battle that. I'm going to go ahead and grab the other one. I'll view that also and select that top face right there. Good. Same thing. If I oriented it, it wouldn't have done that. And then we've got our mounting screw. Now this does have the mindset that we would have glued the horn to the servo arm. And so the mounting screw is actually holding them both on physically there. View in and see that bottom face. There you go. Click check. Flip again. And now we'll go in and look at it from an angle, and we have our completed assembly.